that. He's done a fantastic job. It all fit. Oh, I shouldn't have touched it. I won't touch that again. Oh, we've got to have another bit of hose for that. Ejector seals, gaskets, more gaskets. Somehow Jace even managed to pull the engine apart further, and you'll see we've got the blanker in the back of that water pump there. We don't need that for a boat. And the back housing, I don't know where it is, but oh, it's over here. We generally keep one of these in stock because we do a few boats. So that was rated off Old Yeller, and we'll weld this one up. Throttle body's got an air temp sensor fitted now. There's a TRD thermostat here. Housing that's welded up. I'm actually looking for that the thermostat that came out of it.
I was wondering around it before. So it could be anywhere.
That's the special high flow, we overheat thermostat unit. Well, you see, there's no bypass on the back of it. Bypass is through there, Jess. That's the bypass. That's why this is the bypass O-ring and the bypass housing, and the thermostat will have a bypass circuit like this. And it actually seats in the back of there. See, it seats in there, and so when the engine warms up, the water can flow in from the radiator and not through this bypass circuit, hence the bypass thing. So that's a 71. I actually, after that other starter cable, Jace, the trigger cable, they duplicated it with the main power cable as well, where they have a join and a gap and a join. Very special techniques. And Jace also removed this monstrosity. It'll probably be faster now because it's got less weight in it.
I think the fact that it'll run would make it faster.
Yes. I really need to go get that vacuum cleaner for us. We'll get it running and we'll make a note about that top hose. I don't really like that split on it. You found this stuff alright? Obviously. Oh, it actually feels like it might be run in there.
Into it there?
I won't go pulling on it then, eh? Because I don't want to pull it out.
No.
No.
Because then you could refit it.
Aren't they lovely? Did you also not like that some of these weren't actually the correct bolts for them, Jace? Just some random bolts? Or is it just because they look shitty?
Oh, and you can just pull them out and fuck this.
Brand new.
And the best thing about it, don't put the seals on it.
And some wiring, relays and fuses. One cable that goes to the front. So Jace has changed it to go down the rigging, what is it? Rigging channel?
Yeah.
Rigging channel goes through here, goes down there. And yesterday I turned up and all I could see was a knee right here. Oh, and it's still pretty crazy in here. But let's see where Jace has been. He was here. And up in there, those are his plugs. That's actually an improvement to what it was. It was really scary in here. And he's done something with the ignition switch. This was all existing, which is always scary in boats. Scares the living crap out of me. I reckon the owner did this here, because I reckon that's fresh.
What?
The bit that's mounted on these blocks and the new fuses and stuff. I don't reckon that's existing in this boat.
Yeah, well, that's my ignition feed.
Yeah, I can see your ignition, yep. That's good. It's nice to see fuses because scares me because a lot of boats don't have any. This does look way better in here, Jace. So yeah, up in here, tucked up in here, there's some cabling that we put through. And he's doing some big cables at the moment for the batteries and stuff, and alternators and fuses, and looking pretty good. I was ready for it to have oil pressure before I had to take the oil filter off, and then had to re-put the insert back in. Oh, there it goes. Whew, do it again. Yeah, mate, excellent. We got something happening. I was concerned it had none. It wasn't pumping up oil pressure. I wasn't going to start it without having some oil pressure. And then when I took it apart, the thread that goes through for the oil cooler, which someone's made up, was an issue. It's I got a factory one onto one of my oil filter blocks. So I've got the factory oil cooler thing, and there's no thread, no nut as such on this threaded insert. So I just want to make it run, and then we're going to drop the oil or drop the sump off it, because there's an oil leak in there that needs a consideration.
Sump is in a little steel pan, or
yeah, just the lower pan. Just give it a little crank and see if that fuel pump actually starts and runs. I wasn't very pleased with the... It doesn't sound very impressive, that fuel pump, eh? No. No, did it pop up the dampener? Go. Okay, yeah, it's popped up a little bit. The screws are funny. Go. Oh, it runs.
like at 4 cylinders.
I might have the leads on the right way. I just sort of suck the leads on. I'm good at doing that.
One. Remember, it's full of that cleaning stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
1, 7. So that's those two are right. 6 and 4, because it's got it on the front of the cap there. They're all good, and that is the coil lead. So we're good there. Front 1, 2 and 8.
Oh,
That's good. 3, 5. Well, you're just throwing them on as correct. Just let's turn it on. Let's just give it a run up. Let's be careful of that leg. Let's give it a few revs. Whoa! Whoa, motherfuckers!
I don't think move that rubber bit apart. There's a rubber joint in there.
I can't be right.
I turned it off.
That wasn't a backfire.
Wow.
That backfire.
Yeah, that was a backfire.
There's a rubber joint on the side.
No, that's actually still, that one's okay. Yeah, it went out the back. Okay, so why did it do that, Jace?
The backfire.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Get enough fuel. The lean backfire.
Can you get some air muffs for us? We're going to fire up again.
Are you picky about what kind of mufflers you have?
No, I just want to stop that big banging noise. My ears ringing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's only 2 sets up there.
There should be another set over there.
Who's leading?
Ready?
Yep. Sounds good now.
Whoa, that was smoky. Where's the exhaust?
You pop.
Yeah, it's good, Bob. There's something leaking down there by the fuel pump.
This was here. That was a bit of water.
Water? Okay.
Yeah, so that was okay. That was so good a moment ago.
Yeah. We'll go now.
I think I'm going to
Check timing.
check some timing, eh?
Yeah.
Let's do some base timing. How's everybody's ears?
Oh, I'm fine.
It's not quite right there. I haven't got the green one from that bottom box. Woo! But then it just ran really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 30 seconds of running, man.
Yeah, that one. Now there's getting sparks there. That one's got sparks. Yep. Now, nothing. Nobody home. We have got no coil working on this side. So I wonder if all this time when the guys have been working on it, it hasn't had sparks.
So fuck the motor or fuck the coil.
Yep. Okay.
Is there another coil?
No, we're going to test for powers first. Let me do some testing to work out why we've got 4 cylinders. And then we had low compression there, and there were the worst, weren't they?
Yeah. Sparks.
Is the key still on, Jess? On, thanks. Fire in the hole! Well, it's sounding better. That's better. Did it turn itself off? Well, at least it runs. And it was on all the cylinders. And it sounded like it got compression everywhere.
Try again.
That throttle's possibly a bit high.
You think?
We got the idle speed disconnected.
It looks like a charging, eh?
I think for this point in time we'll just back that off.
Yeah.
Can I have an 8mm spanner, please? We'll adjust our new adjuster. So we've actually got adjustment now for the throttle, which is cool.
Oh, we'll just... It is rubbish, but...
Well, that's back to nothing.
Is it?
But it turned itself off.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was that your drill?
Nah, trouble.
Alright.
I reckon I put some more fuel in that map, but I reckon we whip it outside, and put some water up it.
Sure. Muffle the fucking backfires.
Oh. What's that?
Muffle the backfires.
Yeah, muffle the backfires with some water.
We'll fire some water into the workshop. Oh, we've got you.
Yeah, you moved which back to you then?
Is there a release for this?
I'm going to see if I can find that other tune, that car tune that I've got. That one from that ute, the Gilmore Drive ute. And I almost think we should check that fuel return. That fuel flow.
I must have wired the right way because it made fuel pressure spray fuel everywhere.
I asked someone to get some vacuum hose, and the smart ass bought me this. This is not vacuum hose. This is vacuum cleaner hose, vacuum cleaner. Do you call it Hoover hose in America? Is that Hoover hose?
I don't know, I'm American.
Yeah, it's Hoover.
It's a Hoover hose.
Yeah.
Nah, Hoover's fucking English.
Oh, it's a Hoover English.
Yes, he's right.
No.
Yeah.
This is vacuum hose, like vacuum for an engine hose. I can't hear anything without my ears, when my earmuffs are on. Well,
Earmuffs are working then?
don't fix that problem, it doesn't backfire anymore.
Yeah.
Do that TPS again. What I've done is I've loaded the old G3 link map, open throttle. We want to go out of that one because that's coming from the tank. That's an Audi, and that's not an innie. Okay, and that one's going an innie as well.
So they need to be swapped over, eh?
Okay. Well, let's actually do a fuel flow check on it. How far in does that return go?
I don't know. That's the
primes it, runs it up, shuts it off.
Still reckon the fuel was the
Yeah, we'll jerk that too. We'll sort that as well. I think it doesn't help that we've moved it outside and it now slopes downhill as well. I don't know where that pickup in that tank is.
Yeah.
So we need petrol. And we need that filter flipped around. If we just reverse it, it fixes the problem, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Oh no, we can't reverse it. Let's bucket of noise today. We'll get some petrol here. We'll just delete that fuel system out of it and put our bucket of noise on it. Just drop that. We're gonna disconnect over here. So we're gonna put the fuel line in. We'll use this one actually this can be our return. So we're just gonna bucket of noise it in. In for there, and we're just gonna put the bucket on it very carefully. Run some fuel in.
You have to stand on this side of the...
Just turn the key on. We'll check bucket of noise actually works.
The key is on.
Turn it off and turn it back on again. We'll check.
Off.
Yeah, on.
On.
Bucket of noise is working.
Prime the line.
Give it a little bit of a go. Putting earmuffs on.
Turning over.
Yes, please. You got water, Jace?
Hey?
You got water?
Yep. Wow.
Him is not going putting the fuel in because that bucket of noise should be empty by now.
Yeah.
And it's not.
This can's getting empty.
It's lean as lean can be. So we need... I actually need to put a pressure gauge on bucket of noise and see how much pressure it's actually producing nowadays. I think we put it back in the shade. And I'll go get some injectors for it.
And then I go home.
Yeah,
This is the time of the day.
but I think we put some HIM injectors in it. I'm at either injectors or that thing.
I'm going to blame that thing for the injector.
You're blaming the link?
Yep. Nah, I'm not injected.
You're going with injectors?
Well, we've had injected from...
Either that or there's a big massive air leak that you guys missed. Did you put gaskets in the top?
Yes.
Did Shay put a cold start injector bung in it?
Yep.
It actually runs quite sweet when it runs though. We've got all cylinders and it's not over fueling.
Well, it's going to stay running.
Yeah. But it is on all cylinders, it's doing that stuff right.
Oh, let's get out of the heat.
Yeah, let's get out of this heat. Getting my vitamin D. So I did a bit of an upgrade on the old firm's wares. Runs on its own without engine start.
Is that the little man with the hammer?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
problem with the leg. The man, the customer knows that. But he needs the engine to run to fix the leg. We need a leg to work to fix the engine. We're going to make a decision, you know. Well, it starts and runs now.
Yeah.
I got massive master fuel in it though,
Which is not right.
which is not right.
Okay. So Jason could be right with the injectors, eh? Well, it could be a bit of both.
I think the injector is going to be the easiest change.
Good work, though. Good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
They were the injectors out of this boat. We focused on wiring.
They are the larger injectors, though, aren't they?
They're 250cc. It's interesting after a firmware upgrade though that it now starts and runs.
Yes, it is.
Probably, I don't know, I think what we'll do is we'll bang a wideband in it actually.
Where would you put that?
There's actually a bung for it already.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just going to be careful of the exhaust because I've already got a burnt leg. down the back there's a port down here. So we can put the wideband in it. Actually have some mixture happening. Bing, bing.
Yeah. So readable mixture.
Readable mixture.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to flick those injectors out of it and put some new injectors in once we've measured the mixtures.
I reckon, yeah.
I can probably get it down to idle, make it actually...
Because idling too high, obviously.
Yeah, so I can get it down to actually sit in idle, measure mixtures, and then we can make some adjustments and make some decisions. But it's kind of sounding all right now.
Yeah, doing the old warm.
And get it up to temperature, get it warm. Big step forward. We could probably compression test it and it'll be compression test fine now.
Why did it not compression test that well?
No, I had like 70 on the other side.
Really?
Yeah. So when it had leaking intake valves just from running crappy.
Okay.
So it would have been popping back through there as well, firing sparks back through and popping. That's why when it was first getting going, just from running so poorly.
Yeah.
But it's kind of starting good, but we've got to have water going through that leg too and cooling into the engine, you see. So
So is there supposed to be water running around those manifolds, eh?
yeah, so normally you'd have these nipples that have water on them to keep these exhausts cool,
Yeah.
to keep the engine bay cool. But someone at some point in their wisdom has blocked them off, which is wrong. It should have water going through there. Either exiting the boat or coming into the exchanger.
Yeah. Like that.
Often it's exiting, so often you'd have them off whichever one of these is an exit. I think it's that one is the exit. Yeah, that's the exit.
Like on that LS motor, eh? You had the mean manifolds.
Yeah, so yeah, you'd bring it, you'd tee it and run out through each of the manifolds and out. Well, it goes anyway.
Yep.